Hi guys, I'm going to do a quick little tutorial showing you how to put together my new vintage Christmas gift card holders with a little fun 3D embellishment. So we'll get started. With this, I'm just going to go ahead and choose the middle one. I think all the designs are just so beautiful, the old vintage art, but I am a little partial to this middle one here. So another tip too is when you print it out, be sure to print out double-sided. In the kit, you will have a vintage red striped paper. So if you print it on the back side of this sheet, you'll have a beautiful inside as well to your gift card holder. So, and we'll see if we can get through this tutorial without you having to hear my dogs barking. They are wound up today. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut carefully here. And I definitely recommend printing this on cardstock. It'll be a little bit easier to fold. It would be easier to fold on regular paper, but I think for the purposes of gift card holder, cardstock is just a better look and a better feel. So this is on cardstock. Okay. Now, if you know me at all, you can probably guess what my next step will be. That will be inking. I love inking edges. Love inking edges. So, before we even start folding, there's some edges that I'm going to ink, just because it's easier to get to them before it's folded. So I'm going to ink the little flap here. And I will ink this bottom section that would be folded up. And I've chosen to use a slightly lighter brown. I usually use a pretty dark brown to ink, but since this whole picture and everything is lighter, I thought that would be too harsh. So I'm using a really pretty light brown. Let me see, there you go. It is the vintage photo from the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide stamps. So, and I'm also going to ink a little bit on the back side as well, because when you fold it up and glue it, it will be, there may be a little bit of white showing from the underside. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of a brown on there too, so it kind of camouflages a little bit better. So, all right. Now, before I go any further and do any folding, you can see I hope you can see the little line that I have here as a guide. That is where we're going to make a slit, so that we'll have a nice little spot to tuck the tab into when it's all folded. So now I need to find there we go, my little rubber mat. And I also highly recommend using a ruler, and especially a metal ruler, so you don't cut into wood or plastic. So just line it up nicely. You can use an X-Acto knife or just a utility knife like this. Oh my goodness, my battery is low. Okay. Okay, so then just kind of go along very carefully and gently along the line there and make your little slit. All right. Okay. So now I will start folding, and I always like to fold from the bottom, and it kind of gives me a nice straight line. I can see there. I can line it up. The stripes on the inside actually really help. They help you line things up too, as a guide. All right, and then I'm going to do the little flaps. And like I said, the cardstock, it's a little bit trickier to fold without getting the paper kind of going astray. If you have a scoring tool or a scoring machine, that would be great. If you don't, you just have to be a little bit more careful. Just kind of do it gently, little by little. Just fold it down where it needs to be. Now this one really wants to go somewhere else. Okay, it's gonna be stubborn. All right, I think I've got it now. Okay, so then the thing to do would be take, I can't find my bone to do this with, but you can use the back of your handle on your scissors. Just kind of get that nice and clean crease. So as long as it's a smooth hard surface, you can do that. Okay. And then do the little tab on top. All right, now I'm going to glue. I always have scrap pieces of paper so I don't have to glue my table. And I would just use a glue stick on this. Now, this glue stick I have found is actually, I don't know if I got a bad batch, but it's not as sticky as it really should be. I'm going to give it a shot. Put a little extra on there. Because you definitely want it to stick. You don't want it to come apart. And you could use more liquid glue if you'd want, but just be careful so it doesn't get too wet, or else the paper will just get crinkly and won't look as nice and neat. I think so. So let's do that. Fold that over. All right, and then same on this side. Okay, now, and see you made your little slit, and now you can tuck your little tab in there. Very cute. All right, so here comes the fun part. On all of the on the different scenes, I have kind of cropped out certain elements, as you see in the sheet. I already went ahead and cut out the one for this just to save time. So the 3D section on this one is going to be Santa's head. So let me finish inking the edges. I'm going to ink the rest of this. Now that it's folded, just to kind of give it a finished look. Any excuse to ink. I just love inking. It's therapeutic for me, I guess. So, all right, and then I'm going to ink around Santa's head as well. And I'm using a makeup brush, not a makeup brush, a makeup sponge, which works really well when you need to get into little creases like this. Those more rounded sponges are great for most cases, but there's no way you can get into little cracks and crevices like this when you need to on these tiny little, cute little extra touches, embellishments here. So, all right, so There's Santa, all inked up. All right, so what I'm using is, I've had this forever. I don't even know how old this is, but the foam mounting squares. I'm sure I've seen in the craft stores just little foam round dots, but I'm just going to make my own with this. Cut the size I need. I'm going to cut just a little bit, a couple little strips, because he's kind of a narrow guy. So turn him upside down, and rather than just put one thing in the middle, I like to put one on each end. That way it's a little bit more stable. And if you make it skinnier and kind of definitely more in the middle, it won't, it'll kind of hide that foam and it'll look even more like it's magically floating. So, all right, so, and then I will just put him straight over the original Santa head. Get it just where you want it. Oh, goodness. All right. Yeah, where you want it, then you just give it a little bit of a tap. And there you go. I don't know if you can see. It's a little hard to see in the video, but you can see how he is now. Has a really fun 3D effect. And then you just get a gift card, tuck it inside, and you've got a really neat gift card holder for someone special. And the gift card holder itself, I think, is a bit of a gift because it's just so pretty. Such beautiful old vintage art. So I challenge you to make some of these for your loved ones for Christmas and give them a little extra something with their gift cards. All right, you guys, go have fun.
If you would like to purchase this complete kit, you can just click on the link below and it will take you to my Etsy shop where you can make the purchase and get an instant download. Thank you.